What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dokkan battle video. If you guys are new here, drop that like and subscribe, as it does greatly help your boy out in the very end. But without further ado, let's hop straight into the kit and the showcase of the new 9th anniversary Part 2 LR Beast Gohan. He's finally here. Everybody's going crazy for him. Like I said over there in my JP videos, when he dropped over there on JP, he is going to be probably the best character in the game for a good long while at this point, because his kit is pretty much insane. And then pretty much everything he does, just as far for like the team wise, he basically can protect his team with his active, and then he actually has a like an active skill attack whenever you have actually Piccolo on the same team with him. So let's go ahead and take a look at his kit. So as we see with the leader skill of his, he has the Superheroes Bond of Master and Disciple, or Miraculous Awakening. He grants the category key and HP of +3, then the attack and defense of 170%, plus an additional HP and attack and defense of 30% for those characters who belong to Entrusted Will or movie heroes. Then we have the super attack and his ultra super attack. You get the greatly raises attack and defense for 4 turns, causes mega colossal damage. Then with the unit ultra super attack, Master and Disciple special beam cannon, this basically is just telling you straightforward, this unit super attack off successfully with Beast Gohan, you will have to have Piccolo right next to Gohan. It cannot be a Demon King version or Majin Buu version of Piccolo as well. I would highly suggest the super version of the Piccolo coming from like the movie version or like the physical version that actually dropped with the banner. And then the key has to be 18 or more for the activation conditions as well. So with that being said, that unit super attack will also greatly raise attack and defense for 4 turns, causes the mega colossal damage to the enemy. Then it raises the ally's chance of performing crits for 20% for 1 turn. Then it disables the enemy's action once within the turn. So with that being said, this is a unit super attack that can be somewhat helpful and useful, just depending on what stage event you're going up against. I would say against the most powerful stages, it's not something that I would like really just aim for, because you can be in a situation to where if your Piccolo is not built off dodge or something like that and he gets hit, then that's going to be some costly, and very like detrimental to your gameplay right there. So that's just something to actually just keep in mind. Now, when we talk about his kit, he does have the entrance animation upon the character's entry. Only once though. He gets the key +8, chance of performing the critical hit of 40%, and then reduces damage received by 40% for 5 turns from the character's entry. Then he gets the key +3, attack and defense of 250%, and guards against all attacks. That guarding against all attacks is going to be very, very important, and which is why you will really want to keep him in the slot 1 position for a majority of the times whenever he pops up. Then he gets the additional attack of 50% when attacking, and then if the key is 24, chance of performing critical hit is 20%. Then he gets the additional defense of 80% when receiving an attack, and if the key is 24, reduces damage received by 20%. So just between the crits and then the reducing damage by the 20%, he's really just doing like an all-around job, all within one kit from the very start of the fight. That's why, majority of people are saying this is the best unit in Dokkan right now, because he's basically doing all of these things from the very start of the fight. Now, he also gets the additional key of +1 per key sphere obtained. He launches the additional super attack, and all allies gain the key +3, self-excluded within the same turn after receiving an attack. He then gets the additional attack and chance of performing a crit of 20% within the same turn, and the key +1 that goes up to 5 for each attack received. He then has the chance of performing a critical hit of 20%, reduces damage received by 20%, and all allies key +2, starting from the character's next attacking turn after the character attacks 5 or more times in battle or receives an attack 8 or more times in battle. So with that being said, he basically goes on to stack his critical hits of that 20%, is going to keep stacking with the damage received as well. That damage received will be reduced. So that's why, like I just said, everybody's saying he's the best character in Dokkan because he stacks up all these crits, and then he has built-in defense as well with the damage reduction. So with that defense, damage reduction, additional crit, I would say the route to actually build him on, you will have the best chance of building him on the route of just getting more additionals because from what we just saw, he does not have a huge additional build into his kit. Now, for the active skill, Gohan's Confidence, he has the key +24. Defense goes up by 158%. Then he directs enemies' attacks towards himself, and he basically tanks all of those attacks so he can build up that crit. And I would say the best link skills for him and amongst other characters on the team is going to be between Legendary Power, Fierce Battle, Prepare for Battle, and Shocking Speed. So between those 4 links and then the Saiyan Warrior Race as well, those are going to be the 4 or 5 links that he will link best with between characters on your team. So with that being said, all right, with this showcase going on, as we see, this is a pre-recorded showcase. We are going up against the Supreme Magnificent Battle Stage against Evolution Blue Vegeta, or some people just call it the Blue Zone now. And with today's showcase, we're going to be seeing the Rainbow LR Beast Gohan, as he is built around a team that consists of the 9th anniversary characters, the Easy A boys, who will get their Easy A in just a few days as part 3 of the anniversary will start. We will see the true power that UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta can truly pack on the same team with Beast Gohan. We also have the Easy A boys of Evolution, Kaioken, and basically with their Easy A's, we can see them do a lot of damage when they are lined up with Warrior of Gods units and whatnot. But the main thing I wanted to point out was the links between Gohan and Broly. So as we see, whenever you have Gohan next to Broly and vice versa, you can see that they actually link together with at least 4 to 5 links, just depending on their situation. Broly, he can end up being in a situation where he's like in between Gohan and MUI Goku, and he can have 5 links just between those two, and then MUI and Beast Gohan on the either side of him can have 4 links. So people think that Beast Gohan can't be compatible with different teams. You have to put them on All in the Family or Hybrid Saiyan teams. That's not really true. One of his best linking partners, I will say, is the physical Ultimate Gohan that has the Beast Gohan active and whatnot. That is one of his best linking partners. And then also the AGL Ultimate Gohan that dropped between, I believe it dropped on JP as well, but it dropped on JP and Global probably about like a month and a half ago. I forgot when it dropped, but it wasn't too long ago that it dropped. Then we see Broly putting in the damage right here with the additional super. So we see, just starting off at the beginning of this battle, he can get supers that range anywhere between 2 to like 4 million, just depending on like the rotation that you can get him like set up in. Usually he can get up to 4 million, but we saw him mainly range around 2 to 3 just now. But Gogeta He's more of that unit that you can float off. With a team like this, some people might be in like a situation where it's kind of hard to like depict who they really want in slot one. And in a situation like this, you would either want Beast or Broly in slot one, because for these powerful bosses that we go up against, slot one can actually be a slot where, you know, if you're just trying to float around, you know, a random unit to slot one, you can actually end up, you know, making that an even worse situation for yourself, because Beast is a character that actually guards against all attacks within that slot one position, and so is Broly. But don't get me wrong, you can go up against other events. Gohan, I don't see him taking a big hit like that from any big boss. But Broly, if you're going up against like a tech boss or something like that, then that's when you can see some situations kind of go wrong, potentially. But for something like this, like we just saw with Beast Gohan and AGL MUI Goku, Beast actually has a lot of links with AGL UI Goku, and then of course we have in Evolution Vegeta. So a rotation like this with all three of these characters is very, very superior and can really put you ahead in a lot of events. And then, like I said, once we actually get the EZAs coming, then, you know, we'll really start to see the difference between that. Now we have a rainbowed LR Beast Gohan. He's going in with 8.8 million. And then he finishes up, and we'll see him deal at least 5.6 mil with the second, with the Ultra Super attack. And then he guards. So he will be guarding, and he has the damage reduction as well for those 5 turns from the start of his entry. Well, no, he has the damage reduction from the start of entry, but he guards against all attacks, just period. And then he also gains the 250% with the attack and defense as well. Then we also have Evolution Blue Vegeta. He's going to do well with a lot of defense for us. And then as for my personal Vegeta unit, I did put a little bit of dodge on him. So in certain cases, he may get hit with like a big hit, but that dodge mechanic is actually going to end up saving them in the very end. So now a situation like this where we see Broly has 5 links being in between Beast Gohan and then the Evolution Blue Goku, I said Evolution Blue, Kaioken Blue Goku, and then Evolution Vegeta. We see that with their EZA, they are definitely starting to show a bigger difference between their damage and whatnot compared to before they had it. Then we see the friend Beast Gohan. He's not rainbowed or max link level 10, but he is built pretty well as far as like additionals and crits. Excuse me. Now that may be something that people are wondering about when they think about building up their Beast Gohan, if they need to add crits and dodge into it. Dodge, I would not worry about. I'm going to go ahead and use the active skill for Beast on this rotation. Yeah, because I don't think it's going to get too much better. I mean, UI gets like a additional link, but yeah. Now that we have Gogeta transformed, we do get that HP regained by his special effect. And then we'll go ahead and, like I said, we'll use Beast Gohan's active effect. But I'm pretty sure we use AGL UI Goku's active as well. Now, the active skill that I just used, this is going to be detrimental for those teams that are using Piccolos, other hybrid Saiyans and whatnot. For a rotation where he can actually get the active off is going to actually help protect the rest of your team, because the whole point of it is to basically redirect all attacks towards Beast Gohan. And once that actually happens, after he takes all of those attacks and he actually tanks them, he basically just builds up a even more powerful crit. So he builds up a defense of 158%. And like I just said, he redirects all these main attacks to himself. And then he will basically become very powerful with stacking crits. Let me see. Guarding against all attacks still. Let's see. So, as you can see, that did nothing to him. And then Gogeta, he has a very similar technique as well, except his active skill actually redirects all attacks towards him, but he still dodges all those attacks. And then that all the attacks that he dodges actually builds up his crit. So that's basically like a vice versa type of setup between Gogeta and Beast Gohan's actives. And that's really why a lot of people like to run them on the same team, because they are both units that can save your other units. And then as far as Gogeta, he gets a lot of additional supers. And then, was that 20 mil? I think that was 20 mil. So 12 mils looking nice. Now he's going in with 15. Then he ends up dishing out at least 9 million. So being that he has used his active, and we also have like gotten further in the fight with the damage reduction and the additional key that he's giving out to his other teammates, that's really what makes Beast Gohan like that character, that #1 character within Dokkan. Now we get the active with the friend beast, and then we can also transform with Broly. So I do end up transforming with Broly just to show you guys that him transforming is not going to be super detrimental to your team. It's not going to have that much of like a negative effect if your team is already built to, you know, actually sustain damage. So if you have Beast Gohan on the same team with Broly, I don't really see an issue. Now with the domain activated, it is going to make my super class characters take a tad bit more damage on the in-between supers from the enemies, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Now we have that active going into effect, and we'll also use Vegeta's active attack as well. Pretty sure we do. I might have saved it because I don't know if did we use it? I don't think we did. Yeah, I think I was being a little stubborn, and I don't think no, we did. Okay. Because I know Vegeta's active attack, it can have, you know, a little bit of like advantage sometimes, and then in sub situations, I think in this situation it doesn't really deal that much damage. Like, it's not going to make that much of a difference with his HP bar. Yeah, so we only got 1.5 million out with that active attack from Evolution Vegeta. But overall, with each key spear obtained with Beast Gohan, he will launch that additional super attack, and all allies will get that key +3 within the same turn after receiving an attack as well. So aside from that, he gets the additional attack and chance of performing a critical hit of 20% within the same turn, as the key can go up by 1 or it can go up by 5 with each attack received. So that's basically why people say don't put dodge on this guy, because he's basically built to take attacks, because one of his main effects is guard against all attacks. So with him guarding against those attacks and tanking attacks, he builds up actual like damage reduction, he builds up additional ki for your allies, and he builds up critical hits for himself to actually deal later on within the fight. But you can actually get those keys, that additional ki +8, and then the crit hits like very early within the fight. So that's one thing that really makes him stand out as being that one character that you can really just come straight out of the gates and like, you know, really just take on a boss event. But we see Broly, of course, he has a whole lot of additionals. So Broly ends up finishing it up. Yes, sir. Now, I do have another showcase video that's going to actually follow right behind this one. It's the thrilling battle, stage 2. So we'll go up against Broly, and I'll really just be bringing this same team, Beast Gohan as the leader. I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase. I am going to, like I said, show the thrilling battle showcase of stage 2, just to give you guys a feel of what kind of team you can actually build and bring in for this event as well. That man is so clean. Beast finally here on Global, man. This is just crazy. It is insane. So we have the friend Beast Gohan starting us out with Gogeta. I'm pretty sure, yeah, so I leave Beast in slot 1. Gogeta, like I said, he is one of those characters you can kind of put him around in slot 2, slot 3. As long as he gets the entry turn of like showing up, his transformation can come later on within the fight after what was it? I think 4 turns. So that's the big upside to Gogeta as far as his appearance when you compare him and Broly and Gohan. Gohan is pretty much that character that literally walks in with all the abilities of Gogeta and Broly all in one, starting out with the fight. So that's really what makes him pretty much insane. And then this friend Beast Gohan, he's not 100% or max link level 10, but as you can see, a 55%, 69%, 79% Beast Gohan is very, very effective on like any team, as long as you actually have a well-built team to actually support him. Because don't forget, his active, you can only use it once, and then even then you have to choose that right time of when it's, you know, appropriate to actually use his active skill. You don't want to use it too early. Dude. And as you can see, this thrilling battle stage, it could be a little bit difficult for some people. That's why I wanted to incorporate this video into the other showcase. Mainly also too to show you guys just a tad bit more of like Beast Gohan footage. Let's go. Come on. And Evolution Blue Vegeta. Let's go. I don't think he does a lot of damage. Oh, he did. Okay. We took a little bit of damage. That's what that was. Yeah. Broly. Now, this is a pretty insane setup right here. The orbs, though, is what I hated. The orbs is the main thing I hated about this rotation, man. And that's something that can, like, you know, change up the situation for you sometimes. Because I've had some situations where if I would have just left UI Goku in this spot, or if I left so-and-so in slot 1, then I wouldn't have died. And then there's some situations where, you know, I try to appeal so hard to how the orbs are, like, you know, being played out for me. But sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and realize that you can't always, you know, have the orbs falling in the manner that you want them to. But a rotation like this is just completely insane because, like I said, you want Broly in that slot 1 spot since he has that 5-turn detrimental disadvantage of like his transformation and his domain actually coming into effect. That waiting period is very, very disadvantageous, and It's something to take into consideration when you get Broly and Beast Gohan in the same rotation. You want to try your best to get him in slot 1. But if you can't, then of course we saw many times Beast Gohan goes perfect in slot 1 as well. Let me see. Now, some people are also wondering, aside from Gogeta and Broly being out, is Beast that #1 character? Do you really need him in your character box and all that good stuff? I would say yes, because I've been playing with Beast Gohan on JP for the past few months, and he's literally insane. Look at that, finishing with 11.2 mil. So, like I said, in the next video, you guys will see in the Blue Zone against AGL UI Goku. But without further ado, I will be seeing you guys in the next Dokkan battle video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what teams you guys use down in the comments, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.